What's up, bro?
What's up, buddy? How's it going?
Good.
Took us some time to set this up.
Yeah, it did.
We're not professional. I don't know what even to call it. I'm freaking
YouTubers?
exhausted. I'm exhausted, and we haven't even started.
Yeah, I know. Podcasting is not the easiest thing.
But we've come up from the first trial episode.
Yes, and I'm sure when we look back, we're gonna see how horrible it really was.
Right. Baby steps.
Yes, even though the content was pretty good. At least I thought.
Oh, the first one.
Yeah.
That was freaking amazing.
That's what I was saying.
It was
It's
amazing.
just-
But now we got some lights. We have a mic.
Yeah.
We done came up.
Yeah.
All for $90.99
There you go.
Amazon.
Now-
You know what I'm saying?
Bash Brothers episode 2,
Two?
or should we call it 1?
I think it's
First one was
technically number
pilot, and then 1.
Yeah, it's like a pilot run.
Yeah,
Like, you know, these TV
Yeah.
shows, they do pilot runs and then they don't come out. You know, you don't see the actual.
pilot, exactly. So that's what we're gonna do because nobody's ever gonna see that.
Yeah.
We'll just hide that somewhere
Holy crap.
in the back.
Yeah.
So how's the week going?
Dude, we survived Dorian.
Yeah, the wind rain event that actually wasn't an event. It was just a lot of mass hysteria, which is common because
The Bahamas got crushed though, bro.
yeah, I'm talking about us. That's a whole nother story. I feel horrible seeing what happened to them, especially someone that went through Andrew. Back in '92, you know, roofs coming off the house. It was just ridiculous. I remember it looked like there was an explosion after the storm. Driving around, seeing there was nothing left. There was just foundations from houses. So seeing them completely underwater, I can't imagine what it's like over there.
Now for Andrew, you were way down south.
Yeah,
Like
I
you
was
were-
down near the Homestead area where it's
Wow.
bad, and I'm
I
talking,
remember that.
yeah, that was lots and lots of tornadoes. Fortunately, it was a very dry storm and it happened fast. I mean, you're talking, I think it was between 7 and 9 hours compared to, what was it, like 30 something hours that it hovered over the Bahamas. I just, you know, some of the video and pictures coming out of that area, it reminds me, especially hearing the wind howling. It reminded me of. It just brought me back to Andrew, which
Yeah.
was just. It was horrible.
See, I was in Hialeah at the time.
Yeah. Which,
It was
yeah.
92, and it wasn't that bad. But I remember like the big word on the street was like Homestead got crushed.
Yeah.
And I just remember being.
Yeah, because houses back then weren't built to code.
Yeah.
Pepito built it, and then they just threw them together, and they didn't really care. It was ridiculous. It was like balsa wood.
Yeah.
So the houses blew up, you know. So yeah, now things are obviously a lot changed. There was no storm shutters back then. There was nobody using anything back then.
Yeah.
Put up some wood or the X tape that you see.
Yeah. Yeah,
So,
that's for real.
You know, and I think from Kendall on, Kendall got some stuff, but really from Kendall north, everybody had power. It was like good because Andrew was a very small storm compared to, you know.
Dorian wasn't going anywhere, dude.
Yeah, I know. And it just sat there and sat there and
Yeah.
sat there. I'm just like, geez, man. You know, and it's funny. We were talking about that. They were talking about this. Obviously, the whole lighter side of this was the ridiculousness of the hysteria that goes on. And I understand in South Florida because a lot of people that went through Andrew, but there's a ton that didn't. That have no idea what it's really like.
And they get out of hand, man.
Yeah.
They
And
get
then
out of hand, and they get like, you know, you want to see the best in humanity, and unfortunately, you see the worst because people are at the stores and gas stations, and they're
Gas
fighting
stations.
and they're
Gas
arguing,
stations.
and it's.
Jesus, man. You know, and it's funny because the news gets on, and as soon as they say, we're in the cone of death, because they can call it concern all they want, they're calling it the cone of death. As soon as they see that, everybody runs to the stores, and the next thing you know, Home Depot and Publix licking their chops. They're like, yeah, we're going to sell some stuff today, and then they clean off the shelves. They were cleaning the shelves off 7 days before they even knew where this thing was going.
Yeah.
And it's just like, geez, man, it's just crazy how people go. Especially the whole, I don't, help me understand, what's with the water? We're in the mainland. We're not in the Bahamas. We're not on an island. Like, give me a break. We're going to get water. First of all, you get tap water, but Jesus, I mean, it's like a run on water. Give me a break.
And like you said, the news usually exaggerates things.
Well, of course, they get clicks.
So my point being that when the mayor, I think it was the mayor of Miami, and he says, relax with the water. Like tap water is just fine.
He
so
even
when
said that.
he said
Yeah.
that on the
Yeah.
news. I'm like, relax, people.
Yeah.
Relax.
I know. And the thing is, let's say the storm hits, you know, devastates everything, lose power, same stuff that always happens. You got trees knocked down, all that other good stuff. You get some cars tossed. It's probably not going to be hard, assuming that you've got multiple cases of water, to get water the next day. Even if, I remember after Andrew, we did have to boil the water for a little bit if you were going to use it. The cold showers, you know, all that stuff. But geez, man, like there's not going to be a all of a sudden a drought of food or water. Give me a break. We're literally on the mainland, so it's just it's crazy to see the craziness. You know, the constant hour updates, and you know I'm watching them too, but my God, it's just like.
And the problem is when you're watching the updates and you think that's what it is, and then you have like family members watching other updates, and it's like, because I'm telling my people like we're good. And everyone's like, no, we're not. Did you do this? Did you do that? And I'm like, no. And I originally had said, I'm going to wait till Sunday. I'm going to see what's up Sunday as far as the shutters.
Yeah.
We have them. We have the accordion upstairs, the regular ones, you know, downstairs. And if it needs to be done, it'll get done. Sunday turned into, let's see what happens Monday, because it wasn't moving. But already by Sunday, they had projected it was going to go north.
Yep.
And we were going to be fine. Some rain, some wind, and that was that. So I'm like, that's not, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna go through that headache.
Yeah, and you know what's funny? And I got the accordions on the top and the bottom. It literally takes minutes to put together, so I get it. But I felt for, I almost felt for some of my neighbors. I watched them the day God, it must have been Saturday, and I'm watching these people all day putting up shutters, even when they said Miami-Dade was not in the cone of concern anymore, and they continued. And I get it, you don't know what these things are going to do. And even me, I'm like, it's not going to do much. And then a couple times it changed, I'm like, oh. Like, you know, you just can't trust these things. You're like, man, I hope I'm right.
Well, going back to my point, when even the news tells you this, they had like I forget his name, but the main meteorologist for Channel 6.
Yeah.
And he says, he put the map out. He said, this is where, if you're here, put shutters. And we were out of that. And they were still like, we should put them on. And
I know.
No, because even the exaggerating news says we're good. We're good.
I know, and it's true. Because normally they're going to say, well, you know, maybe. And they kept trying to do that a little bit.
Yeah.
Because they don't want to say, hey, we're good. And then, of course, it changed, which it could. Because they technically have no clue. You know, I will give them credit, though. The Hurricane Center, I mean, it did pretty much what they said it was going to do. The only difference was the intensity.
Yeah.
They weren't expecting it to get to Cat 5. But it veered over, made westerly movement towards the East Coast, and then it stopped like they said it would. It took longer, but it
went
it's
turn north.
Crazy. I've never seen that. But you know, the technology now, all the models and.
I was gonna say I feel like there's so many more models than there used to be.
Oh yeah.
But there was a point where all the models, the European model, the USA model, they all went the same way up. And I'm like, oh, okay, we're good.
Yeah.
You know.
My understanding is the European model. The general consensus, that's like the most accurate model, which is hilarious because we're not in Europe.
We better step up our game.
That's why they were one of the first models that were showing it coming right across the East Coast. I'm like, oh man, nobody else was, but they were. So I'm like, man, they're usually the right ones.
Yeah.
So I was like, I don't want to go through the whole power outage and all that stuff again, you know, because we've been through it, you know, and it's like pretty much it's been either every year or every other year we're getting close calls. I haven't looked, but somebody was saying there's a couple of systems already. Still, you know,
I heard that too. I'm like, give me until, you know, tomorrow. Like, honestly, we're just starting to get back to normalcy here with school starting tomorrow again. And please, man.
I know.
I'm over it.
Unfortunately for us, we have to deal with this stuff
until November, right?
Yes. Yeah. And I'm just saying, our line of work,
yes,
we have to deal with it. A lot of times we don't get to be home with our families.
Yeah.
So, you know, I get it. You know,
we dodged Dorian.
We did.
Let's see what's next.
We did.
But that's why I always say I don't like our summers down here because
it's always at the end of the summer.
Glamorous as they want to make it look on TV, it's sun, burning hot, and then afternoon showers every day.
Yeah. And then, which is what I said. When they said we might get tropical storms, I'm like, yeah, so every day at 4 o'clock, 2 to 4 o'clock, that's pretty much what we get. A tropical storm pretty much rolls through for at least 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Hails on the whole place, and then it gets super steamy hot. But yeah, you're right. The summers here, they're good and they're bad. You get a lot of sun. It's ridiculously hot to the point you almost don't want to go outside.
Yeah.
And then it does rain in the afternoon, so you know that. And then here we are, at the end of August, September to all the way into November. That 6 week, we'll get nothing all year, but that 6 weeks, that 4 to 6 weeks, it's just like walking on pins and needles because you constantly see these systems rolling off of Africa. And it's constantly, there's another one. I think at one point when Irma came, not just last year, the year before Irma, at one point there was like 6 systems all back to back.
Yeah.
Thank God. we didn't get them, but it's just insane. It's
I'm
just,
over the whole thing.
Yeah, I know.
It
But what are you gonna do?
messes
You have to,
up, Sunday baseball. It messes up my boys' baseball. I'm over the whole thing.
well, what are you gonna do? You're gonna go out to the West Coast. You got your earthquakes. You go to in the Central Plains of America. You got Tornado Alley, and then you go out to the East Coast. You've got hurricanes. So pick your poison.
And we have tornadoes.
Yes, at least the hurricanes.
And we have alligators walking down the street now, apparently.
Well, did you see the videos of it climbing a fence? Did you see that video? Like, are you serious? I always thought, if an alligator chased me, I could run hop a fence. I'm good. No,
Right.
apparently not.
Remember they taught us to run in like a zigzag.
Yeah, zigzag. Is that even true? Did Mythbusters ever do anything like that? 'Cause
I don't know.
I always wondered, is that really true?
I don't know. But I saw the alligator climbing the fence. I'm like, what the hell, man?
What is the zigzag gonna do if we climb the fence?
Oh, man. I mean, he was a little slow, but still.
Yeah, but still, the fact that it can climb over the fence.
I just want normalcy, man. I want to watch my sports. I've been out of touch with sports for the most part.
Well, yeah, because
my Marlins are terrible, so I'm watching the scores and they're not good.
Yeah, I'm a little depressed with Boston. I was hoping to at least a playoff run, something. Just get in the playoffs.
How far are they at? I'm not even paying.
Last I saw it was like 14 games. It was some
Really?
ridiculous. Yeah, they're way up. And they're winning, but the problem is the Yankees continue to win more. It just doesn't. You can't. And I think for them, if you don't, just like the Red Sox last year, if you don't win the whole thing, I mean that's a disappointment. Huge.
Right.
Right. I mean it's got to be.
It's not like the Marlins that.
And even I'm still picking. I would still think, yeah.
The goal is don't be the worst team ever, and then hashtag winning.
Yeah. My thing is, I think Houston still might be the scariest team that goes into the playoffs or even into the series, because it just seems that team, although very good, when they get into the playoffs and they start getting into the World Series, they turn. These guys a lot of them are superstars.
Justin Verlander with another no hitter.
Yeah.
Getting better with age.
Yeah. What, 3? That's 3 now. 3 in his career.
That's 3.
Yeah. Most guys will never do it their entire career.
Justin
like,
Verlander, he's doing all right, man.
I know. And I don't know. I just baseball's been. That's why I've been looking forward to football, because I can't with baseball this year. And it's crazy because they're still. It's not like they're a bad team. It's just they're not good enough to even get in the playoffs, which is crazy.
Yeah.
Because they're still winning enough games in most divisions to do that, just not in the AL East. Frustrating.
Yeah.
So but at least it's football, which the nonsense. The NFL has turned into
this Sunday was
Thursday.
Thursday
night's first game. Chicago, Green Bay in Chicago. So, and it's the NFL's 100th season.
Wow.
That's insane. That'll be big just in itself. The thing about the NFL though, I don't think any other offseason, I'm not talking NBA, MLB, well NHL I don't follow too much, but you don't hear about it often, has the turmoil with the players that the NFL seems to have. Especially, forget during the season, the off season. The regular season, there's usually a couple that always get, basically fail their drug exams or whatever the heck they're doing, they're failing that stuff. But in the off season, there's constant, I don't know, guys are going in and out of rehab. It's just, I don't know what it is with NFL players. Maybe it could be because I know a lot of times with the painkillers and the weed. Maybe it's because of the battering the body takes, and this is how they get by.
Painkillers plus weed equals bad decisions.
Yeah,
Pretty much.
does, but I'm guessing that's what they're doing. I really don't know. A lot of these guys, these ex-players, and I cannot remember who it was the other day, was talking about, after the game, hey, just get injected and get back in there, with an ankle or something like that. Even Gronkowski, they just put up a video the other day where he was talking about, he had been thinking about getting out of the game 2 years prior for his mental health. He even said, I was not in a good place.
And he's done.
Yeah, he's done.
God bless him. He's what, 30 years old?
Yeah. His body beat the hell though. It is. And
but good for him to not let it get worse.
Yeah, and I think it was more for his mental health and less for his physical health. Because the way he was talking about it, it was crazy to see. Even, who was it on Twitter the other day that was talking about it? It was Doug Baldwin. I'm almost positive it was him. He said that, he basically was mentioning that, he wasn't afraid to put this out there, but basically that he had been seeing, a psychologist or whatever to help with his mental health, and ever since he has, it's been like night and day, and that he feels, basically saying, anybody that feels that they need this, don't be afraid to get the help.
Oh, of course.
But a lot of people suffer from it.
The physical punishment, you and I can't even imagine.
No. No.
I mean, now with recently with Andrew Luck retiring and the backlash that poor guy is getting,
Which is still
leave him alone, dude.
It's still ridiculous to me.
He was booed in his own place.
Yeah. I still think.
Shame on those people, man.
Agreed. And I still think that, well, it just shows you that fans don't view the players as humans. I'm guessing. Because anybody that would say that he's just physically beat up and just can't do it anymore after 4 straight years of, injury rehab. Anyone that's gone through that, I've gone through it once with a torn meniscus and it took me a year to get back. I don't want to go. I did it once and I don't want to go through that again. He did it 4 times, not just that, it was other things.
And again, also relatively young.
Yeah.
Got a lot of money.
Yeah. Oh, he's a
He
smart
went
guy too.
to
Very smart.
Stanford, right?
Yeah, very smart guy.
Do you know when he graduated?
No. He's another Steve
I
Young.
feel like he's gonna have options.
Yeah. He's like another Steve Young type.
And he
He's
wants
gonna
to
be a
watch his
lawyer.
kids grow up, and he wants to,
Yeah. And who's to say? Maybe in a year, when your body's feeling good, and you're still. He's only 29 right now.
Yeah.
Maybe in another year he feels good. Maybe he wants to come back. He's not the first person to ever do it. There's a lot of sports and people have done it in the NFL as well. Then they retire shortly after. But
now, who's the guy? I think from well, we don't say his name, but was it Fox? The one guy that came out and said Andrew Luck retiring because rehab was too tough is the most millennial thing
what
ever.
was that guy's name?
And they have killed that guy.
That guy got killed. I cannot. But something with the B's last name. I cannot remember his name right now.
Well,
I'm horrible.
We won't put his name out there, but he knows who he is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Shame on that guy.
Yeah.
You deserve all the crap that you got.
No. He got slammed.
Troy Aikman, Bo Jackson, just a few that I heard.
Yeah.
That way, but it's like a fraternity, man.
It is.
And these players that go through.
Well, you're also talking about somebody who's never played that sport.
That's what I'm saying.
Not at that level. I don't know if
saying.
he's, yeah.
I'm sure he's pretty good in flag football Saturdays. Okay.
I was just gonna go with the.
Yeah. But you got all the former players lining up supporting this dude because they know what it's like, man.
Yeah.
For this guy who's on TV to say it's the most millennial thing ever.
Speaking of which,
his career, I'm guessing, because who's gonna want to talk to him now if they're in the NFL? You
exactly.
You spoke way out of term,
Yeah. And it's funny you mentioned that. Even I think it was today I saw Max
Kellerman. Yeah.
Yeah. He was there with Stephen A. Apparently he had said something like track athletes weren't real athletes because they couldn't make it in other sports. Where? No. Listen.
I usually
and the only reason I caught that.
I usually like Kellerman.
Yeah. And the only reason
he's great with boxing.
Yeah. The only reason
but he overstepped there, I guess.
Yeah. And the only reason I caught that was because I saw Richard Sherman basically retweeting with a comment, and then I'm like, what is he talking? And I went to the show and I'm like, oh my God, are you serious? Like, you actually said this. You're really gonna say track? Are you kidding me? Some of the best athletes in the world.
Of course they are.
So all those Olympic track athletes, Carl Lewis, none of those guys are, not real. Michael Johnson, no, not real athletes. The high jumper, no. I mean, dude, are you kidding me?
Yeah, I think
some of these guys, I'm like, somebody needs to smack them across the head before they go out there and say, don't say something. It's like, come on, man. And you're right. Generally, he's pretty good. I don't know what he was thinking. So we'll see if he doubles down.
They need to bring back HBO boxing and put him back there, and enough with Stephen A.
Yeah,
he was really good with the boxing.
Yeah,
really good.
And I know you're bigger into the boxing thing than I am. I watched.
No, he was good. He was good.
Yeah. It's funny. Speaking of which, regarding sports, and I think he's on his way to Dallas right now to sign his contract. But Zeke, did you see that? Because, and again, me and you have talked about this outside of here.
What's his problem?
Many times.
He has 2 years left in his rookie deal, right?
There's the problem.
And the rookie deal is not paying him enough.
Well, I guess in his mind,
okay.
Because he's one of the best in the NFL, which he is.
Okay.
But I'm still not understanding, and I know a lot of people are agreeing with me, and I know a lot of people disagree with me.
So if he agrees to play his contract with what it was a $12 million.
I'm not even sure what the original number is.
Something like that. I think it was 2 years, 12 million. I think that he has left on the rookie deal. Let's not even injure the poor guy.
Yeah.
He plays, he's not the same.
Right.
Is he giving any of that money back?
Exactly. Yeah.
Or if he signs as a free agent. Now you're a free agent. You have the right to negotiate whatever you want. You don't feel you're getting paid high enough. You go to the highest bidder. All you care about is the money. Great. But you have a bad year. How many in all sports do we see players sign enormous deals and don't live up to it? Name the guy who's giving money back. Don't worry, I'll wait.
You're right, and it goes both ways. Because what if you're not performing that good? You're still getting paid. If you're on IR, you're still getting paid. You're on and forget just that
Honor your contract.
Well, that's my thing. Forget that it's a rookie contract. And again, I've been saying this through all sports. I see this happen. We see it all the time. Guys are in the middle of a contract. They're in the year 3 of 4 years. So they still got 2. They got to fulfill 3 and 4. And they're playing well, like Zeke. I want more money. I want as much as so-and-so got.
But see, I feel like that's an
But
NFL thing, man. Because I
It
don't
is.
see that in
That's
baseball.
it's the owner's fault because they give in. And I get I mean, look at Jerry Jones. He wants to win. They're not going to win too much without him because he's obviously a star player. So you want to have him there, but he's not coming back. But, I don't know. The problem is what's in the precedence has already been set a long time ago.
Yeah.
This is why players are doing it because, hey, I'm in the middle of my contract. So what's the point of the contract now? What are we signing? Well, this is a maybe deal. If I do better, I'm going to ask for more. But if I do crappy, the owner's not going to say, well, I want money back.
And what bothers me is when you get these same athletes, and let's go back 3, 4, 5 years when they're in college, right? And you say, hey, if you got drafted, wherever you got drafted, and we're going to pay you this amount of money. They'll be like, hell yeah, sign me up, right? So then now, 2 years later, you put some good work in, you got some success. Now it's and I don't just defend players or the owners because it goes both ways. Man.
Of course it does.
It goes both ways. When you're a free agent, just like I don't agree with a free agent that leaves, and then we hear that they're not loyal. Cut that crap.
Nobody's it's a business.
If you're a free agent, you are a free agent. You have earned that right to go wherever you want for whatever amount of money.
Whatever the market dictates.
They give you.
Absolutely, and I agree with that.
I don't want to hear this not being loyal nonsense when you remember that time that a player they were going to release him and they didn't because his kid's birthday was coming up.
Yes.
Never happened. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or they're going to release you and oh well you've been great for the last like the guy recently and I don't follow I want them to do well because I'm a South Florida guy. Was it John Denny or something like that? Longest tenured Dolphin just got released. Thank you for your service. Do they care what his situation is? What private school his kids are probably going to? His finances? They don't care, bro.
And you never hear about that.
Right.
We talked about that. You never hear about the player that gets traded because it's a business. So you're like, oh, this player got traded to this team, or this player has signed with this team, but you don't see behind the scenes where the player has to actually get on a plane, move the family, and shift over to another city in another state. And they're living out of a hotel or apartment for the entire year because they're still looking for a house. They don't have time.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of stuff you just don't see, and it's easy because we're trading play. You see players get traded and stuff, and like and he already got on the plane and he's over there in practice that day. The fans don't care because it's not affecting them and their family. Believe me, if somebody was at work and all of a sudden they said, hey, listen, we can't, which happens, can't use your services anymore, and now you got to find a job in another city. How hard is that?
Yeah.
It's the same thing. These guys just do it even quicker.
Like I said, it's crazy because it's a football thing. Mike Trout just this past offseason, I think it was in the beginning of the season, got his enormous deal.
Yes.
Okay? Mike Trout's a good 7 years in the league.
Yeah.
And every year he's won MVP or come in second.
Oh yeah, he should have got paid a long time ago.
Okay? So how many of those MVP seasons was he making his rookie contract?
Yeah.
How many times you heard Mike Trout complain about it?
I get it. And then I get it. And I will say this. Given the benefit of the doubt to the NFL players, why it's an NFL thing, these guys are just one play away from being done for careers. And you know that.
Yeah.
The knees, and especially running backs. I think the lifespan is between 3 to 5 years. They're trying to get the most guaranteed money as early as possible.
But you know all that when you go in.
I know that. I'm just saying, I think this is why it's an NFL thing, because these guys are concussed much more often than before, even though the helmets, of course, Antonio Brown doesn't care, because he doesn't care about the helmets, but the helmets and this stuff are supposed to, increase the safety, and, you can't leave with the head, and there's a bunch of rules, all that stuff, but stuff still happens.
Right.
So, yeah, your leg gets rolled up on by a lineman, or somebody falls wrong, or your foot gets caught, and it's one play away. Season's gone. Forget the season. It could be the next 2 years.
Yeah.
Look at Jerick McKinnon. Tears the ACL in practice, in training camp, 2018. Gets the surgery like a couple days later, 2018. The entire 2018 into 2019 season comes. Rehab. He's back to normal. Here we go, training camp the next year. More than enough time to recover from the knee surgery. Comes out to practice. He's out there 2 days. Got some soreness. Next thing you know, they got to bench him again for the next month. Doesn't play a single down in preseason. They inject the platelets to increase the knee. Comes back out to practice. Not encouraging, says John Lynch. So now he goes back on IR. So now you sign, I think it was $30-40 million deal over the course of 3 or 4 seasons.
Right.
I cannot remember exactly. Forgive me. And didn't play it down in 2018. Will not play it. Well, I'm not going to say he won't play it down in 2019.
But it's not like
it's just that he's on IR where he can come back week 8. So, yeah. So that's if. So he has to go back and get another procedure done on the knee. So he might not play it down again this year. And if that happens, I don't think he'll ever play it down for the Niners. But you see what I'm saying? So this is what I'm talking about. This is a guy who had only been in the league like I think 4 years, and he was a up and coming star. He was very good in Minnesota. You know, lightning speed. I mean, he was great. And look, just like that. And it was just a freak thing that happened in training camp.
I'm feeling super healthy right now.
Yeah. You see what I'm saying?
Super healthy
you see
right
what I'm saying? So it's
boy.
just this is the type of stuff that I'm saying. So I guess it's an NFL thing only because of that. So I don't agree with it, but I understand why. Like Zeke, I know why he's doing it because he's in year 2. He's 20. I think he's like 26. This is the only time he's ever going to get this kind of money because the next contract that comes up, he's going to be in his 30s. And when you're in your 30s,
he had 2 years left of his rookie deal, so he'll be 28.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. Right now, he'll never have better leverage than he does right now. I'm just saying. Just ask Le'Veon Bell how that's gone.
Yeah.
He's now with the Jets because the Steelers were like, I think he's 30, 31. Running backs tend to start to decline.
Yeah.
The only person that's ever, not that he didn't decline, but the only running back that I've ever seen that is still playing and productive is Frank Gore. Go figure. 2 complete reconstructive knee surgeries out of college. Has like this ridiculous long career, which
Straight out the U, baby.
Yeah, love it. But that's an anomaly. That's like Tom Brady. How's he still playing?
Who wants to play until he's 50? He said.
Who probably can. So, unless something happens, I think he really can.
Yeah.
And seriously, unless he gets hit,
well, he's
what's
also
going to
had
stop
the best offensive line in the history of offensive lines.
And coach.
So, and coach and system.
Yes.
And who wants more rings?
Yeah.
You know. So.
And it doesn't seem to matter who they put catching the ball from him, running the ball from him. Doesn't seem to really matter.
Take former Miami Dolphins receivers and make them superstars.
And they come out with a middle of the road defense.
Yeah.
Every year and still somehow I don't get it. But you know, like
Tom,
I said,
listen, I can't hate on Tom, bro. I know I'm supposed to because I'm a Dolphins guy or whatever, but
Tom is same thing. Listen, you're talking about who worship the 49ers legend, you know, Joe Montana, Steve Young. I can't say he's not the best ever. He's got to be. He's got to be the GOAT.
Yeah.
I mean, 6 rings. He's been there like 100 times.
And I'll tell you what, when I saw the documentary where they talk about the quarterbacks drafted before him, that made me a Tom fan, man. When I'm like, look at this guy in the combine, dude.
6th round, slow as hell.
Looked like he never did a push-up in his life.
And I watched. It was funny. I used to watch him play in Michigan. When Brian Greasy was there.
Greasy.
And I used to watch when they would go back and forth. And I was like, he's okay.
No,
there was nothing. When I saw him, there was nothing special about him.
Drew Henson.
Yeah.
Drew Henson was like the golden boy.
Yeah.
Also played with the Yankees system.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's funny because when I watched him, there was nothing special when I saw him play. He looked decent.
Yeah.
But there was nothing that really stood out. It wasn't like he had this cannon of an arm, which he had a strong arm. But it was nothing. He had this cannon. He was very slow, obviously.
This was like the slowest combine ever.
Yeah, there was just nothing special about him. But
then you heard the part in the documentary where he goes during training camp, and he goes to Robert Kraft and he says, "Hello, Mr. Kraft. I'm Tom Brady." And he goes, "Yes, sir. You are a 6th-round quarterback." And he said, "Yep. And I'm the best decision this franchise ever made." Ooh. Yeah. Talk about confident, bro.
And
I like it.
And he's absolutely right.
I like it. I don't like what he did to his ex. Okay, I'm a big Blue Bloods fan. Okay, I forget her real name, but Erin from Blue Bloods. Okay, he left her pregnant. Not cool, Tom. not cool. How was your workout today, man? I know it was cut short, but what day was today?
Today was chest day. Yes, it did get cut short. You know, you take your pre, and this happens. I'm sure it's happened to you.
Many
you take
times.
your pre, you give it a few minutes. You know, you wait 15, 20 minutes, let it start kind of kicking in a little bit, start heading towards the gym, and then you either get, you get in there, start changing, and then you get called right then, or even worse, you get in a couple sets, you
Yeah.
start breaking a sweat,
That's
and then
worse.
you start getting a little pump, and
That's
then you
worse.
yeah, it's worse. And then I'm like, well,
Because then I don't even know if to log it on my workout log. Like, did I work out today? 'Cause
Yeah, I'm like,
you
well,
know.
am I gonna be sore tomorrow? I couldn't do my cardio. Wanted to get that done. Couldn't get that done. Really been trying to increase that lately. Not on your level. Never will be on that
I
level.
was gonna say,
9, 10
every
rounds,
time that you
ridiculous.
say cardio, you upset me.
Does it even count?
You upset me.
It's gotta count, right? 20 minutes? Sometimes
I want everybody to
15.
know how hard my life is.
I'm
man,
like,
because
I'm
I'm here
gonna-
running my guts out, and you go and do 15 minutes
I'm like-
elliptical.
I'm like, I'm gonna push it this week. I'm gonna go for 30.
What's your weeks looking like now? Like you have a set.
Yeah,
what
right
day
now.
are you doing what?
Yeah, right now.
What's a typical Joey workout week?
Well, I'm very traditional when it comes to bodybuilding and
Mhm.
training. Been doing it for 25 years, so I know it works. And obviously I change routines, but my main ones, I'm coming in doing single and sometimes double body parts. But, so it could be chest on Monday. Sometimes I'll break it up and I'll do just biceps on a Monday. It's not a long workout, but just biceps. If I feel that I'm lagging in anything, I'll kind of throw that in the front of
An
the week.
extra day or
Yeah.
something?
And then I kind of continue because we're training generally 5 days a week. So I'll do chest, and then maybe come in the next day. I might do put them together, bis and tris,
Mm-hmm.
and then after that I'll jump to legs. Because I don't want to. I've already done a couple upper body. You start to get sore. You want to give it a break. You're doing hamstrings, quads, calves. You can do multiple times a week. At least I do.
Yeah.
They're pretty strong. So and they're resilient, just like abs. You can do abs almost every day of the week if you really wanted to, especially once you get going.
Right.
But even doing those, 2-3 times a week. One day I usually do weighted, non-weighted, and I'll go back and forth. So if I do Monday weighted, Wednesday I'll do non-weighted, and then I'll go back and forth like that because you want to build them, they're muscles,
Yeah.
but you also want to build that endurance, So I'll do that, and then maybe shoulders or back on say a Thursday, and then Friday I'll finish with shoulders. Sometimes if I'm feeling good, I'll throw chest back in again, do it twice that week because by then I've already recovered. So I'll just go that way. And then Saturday, Sunday is a no-go for me, unless there's something that came up during the week that I have a chance. But
Right.
generally I'm so busy I just can't. So Saturday, Sundays are generally I take 2 days off, and then start back over again. I know some people like to take the middle of the, Monday,
Like a
Tuesday,
Wednesday
take
off
a Wednesday
or
off.
whatever.
I can't. I
Yeah.
feel like I'm not doing anything. And then sometimes the problem for me is Wednesdays, softball. So
Yeah.
I gotta be careful when I do legs that day. I don't want to do too much because then I'll pull something or tear something at night while we're sprint.
Well, the problem also is if you say I'm gonna take Wednesday off, then the rest of your week gets cut up. You plan on making that day is gonna be down Saturday.
Yeah.
But now Saturday you got family stuff or you got whatever. Now you're missing a day.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
so-
I'm with you on that. I usually don't lift Saturday and Sunday.
Now listen, I know you do. We talked about this. Your full body thing. So it's full body every day.
Full body every day. What I've been doing lately is for a while. So it's full body every day, but there's like a focus every day. So, like today, for example, it was full body with a chest focus. So I'll do 16 sets of chest, 4 different exercises, 4 sets each. 16 sets of chest, and then every other body part, just 4 sets. But then tomorrow, let's say, is arms focus. I'll do 16 sets of biceps, 16 sets of triceps, 4 sets of everything else. Then let's say Friday is shoulders,
Yeah.
16 sets of shoulders. By the end of the week, it all adds up.
Okay.
I mean, do the math. I'll do, so it'll be 4 of the days. I'll do 32 sets, give or take, of everything. I am trying, if I do have an extra day.
Yeah.
My extra days have come, let's say it's Sunday, I play hardball Sundays in the baseball league. If it gets rained out, canceled or whatever, I'll go to the gym, get the week started early. When I'm able to do that and I can get 6 days in, I'll do an extra shoulders day. But I feel like that's what's lagging now, so I'm trying to,
All right. So when you do the same thing,
But at
whatever
the
you
end
feel
of the
like you're
week,
lagging, you'll do.
yeah. But at the end of the week, it's gonna be for the most part all the same. Because there's a shoulder focus, a chest focus, back focus, arms focus, and legs focus. But what I like about it is I'm not getting that crazy soreness, and I'm doing the same sets at the end of the week as I would if I were to say tomorrow I'm gonna do chest, tomorrow I'm gonna do back. at least what I used to before, I would do a good 30 to 35 sets of
Right.
each body part. I'm just spreading it out.
I mean, it makes
And
sense.
it's worked for me. I like to not be. I'm so sore, not sore, but my body takes a pounding from other stuff that,
Okay. Well,
you know,
Jiu-Jitsu now is added into that, so yeah.
Jiu-Jitsu now is added into that. I'm almost into month 4.
Man, it's crazy. It's already been that long.
Yeah,
It seems like you've only been in like a month.
yeah. No, May 15th. So we're gonna make the 15th will make 4 months.
Wow. I mean, that's great. You know, especially if you keep getting your little stripes.
I got my second stripe.
There you go.
Like 2-3 weeks ago. Super unexpected.
Yeah.
Super happy. They know how to make me happy like a little kid because we're standing at the end. You know, you do your warm up. You do like the couple drills or whatever you're gonna learn that day. They'll partner you up, and then at the end you're gonna line back up. You're gonna fix your gis, fix your belt because you've been rolling now at the end of your roll. So you're a straight up hot mess. You're fixing all your stuff. You're gonna just bow, and you're gonna go one by one and shake the coach's hands and say good training to everybody, whatever. But before that, so that day, I go and they go before we finish up. We have one promotion today, and they say, Dan, and I'm like, oh shit, all right, Dan, good job, buddy. And they're looking at me, and I'm like, oh shit, I go by Dan. White people call me Dan. You know what I'm saying? I'm Danny, or
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh crap, So it was nice, man. It felt good because it's just gotta show up, man. You just gotta show up, and then you're gonna get better. And you get to a point where if something were to happen tomorrow, I'm not gonna beat the crap out of anybody higher than which are a lot of people. But somebody who just walked in and started tomorrow, in the 4 months I've learned.
Of course. Just like when we do training. If
Yeah.
we're going to do training after ground fighting, you're going to be that much better.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
That's just naturally.
But
natural progression.
it's there's always like that kind of and I do a lot of research and watch a lot of videos and all that, and it's very normal, the anxiety. Picture, and I hate to say it like this, but overweight people. That's why I hate, dude. If don't let me be around you if you're gonna talk crap about somebody in the gym.
Yeah,
I don't want to hear that.
I've been doing it all my life.
I don't want to hear that. I don't like that because the courage it took for them to walk in the door.
Of course. And now you're not even helping.
Because you're seeing people that have been there for years, put in good work for years, and you're just trying to start out.
Yeah. You're already feeling
that kind of like anxiety thing.
Yeah. And you're already gonna feel like crap.
Yeah.
Just because of that.
So that and again I hear and I read it's very normal. There's an excitement like tomorrow I'm gonna go. Tomorrow I'll kind of be like I find because and I'm very busy, so I get home, I change, and I'm off.
Yeah.
I get in, and I always tell myself just get in the car. Once I get in the car, I'm not gonna go back. But there's that it's like a lot of days working out. Okay.
Yeah.
How many days do we have that you're super pumped every day? You're oh yeah, let's freaking kill it. No, bro.
No.
You have days.
I'm sorry. The reality of it is, and even as someone who's done it 20 plus years, sorry, and I've told many people that I train, you're not going to be jacked to do it every day. I'm sorry. There's days that you got to drag yourself.
You're tired. You don't want to, but everybody has their inner fears and motivators. I mean, for me, honestly, and it sounds dumb, but I'm like, I think about getting fat, and I'm like, dude, go. Or if I lift it but I didn't run, I'm like, I'll run now. I gotta get that in because my biggest fear is just being this overweight dad that doesn't I don't have dad bod, that I don't have the I don't have the body to keep up with the kids and all that stuff.
I get it.
I can't talk smack to the kids and say I can win the fight still and then look like a fat boy.
Yeah. Yeah, I get it.
But there is that part where day one, I remember telling them about it.
Yeah.
I got you. I was super pumped, but there's a bit of and I'm not easily,
when you feel out of your element, it changes everything.
Which is glad you said that because it's like I tell the kids, it was so out of my comfort zone. I had to do it.
Sometimes it's good.
I can't preach to the kids and to people like, you know, you got to get out of that comfort zone. And then went about to that.
Yeah.
The only frustrating part right now, I wish I can go more. I'm going about twice a week now. But, you know, I said the other day, I said, if I waited for the right time to join, I'd never join. My life was already kind of hectic before. I said, choose what I can do, let's get it done. And if my progress is a little bit slower, then okay. I got a lot of other things going on.
Yep.
But I've enjoyed it. We've talked about it. It's very humbling. Okay?
Yeah.
Nothing humbles you like getting choked up by a 15-year-old. Okay? And it happens.
Yep.
It happens.
Yep.
You know, but you're also learning some good stuff. But out of my comfort zone, big time. No history of wrestling. Did a little bit of boxing. None of that. You know, ground stuff was not where I was comfortable at all.
Yeah.
And we've spoken about this before, but I remember like with the Mayweather and McGregor. So they boxed.
Yep.
McGregor did better than I'd like them to do.
Of course.
But I remember thinking, okay, Mayweather beat this guy because the rules were boxing rules.
Right.
But if they had an altercation on the street,
Yeah.
Money Mayweather's going down, bro.
Yeah.
He's going down. He's going out cold.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
It's a
saying?
different discipline.
Yeah.
And again, everything was skewed for him.
Yeah.
It was his sport. He's done forever. His rules. He understands. You know what I'm saying? And it protects him.
Yeah.
It really does. Because as you know, UFC can be freaking brutal.
Yeah.
Which is what this guy, you know, McGregor's built for that.
Yeah.
Like he's just a scrappy, you know, and he's gotten knocked out a bunch of times. I mean,
And that's where Jiu Jitsu made this big, like, came into the public, you know, in this country with the UFC. I was in the first UFC in '93. I'm 11 years old. That whole UFC, like 1, 2, 3, 4 with Royce Gracie.
Yeah.
I mean, that flew past me. I was 11 years old. I'm playing baseball. I don't have a care in the world, you know.
And quite honestly, I saw them. They were terrible, but terrible compared to what we see now. Because it just it evolved.
No, but when you look back now and you see this, you know, little Brazilian guy that looks like a nerd.
Yeah, we're like, what the heck?
And he's beating the Taekwondo guy and beating the karate guy and beating the judo guy.
Yep.
And you were like, holy crap!
Yeah,
like,
right.
I see why they brought it over here and it became a big thing because of you know, it's a technique based art. It's very hard. I'm in the very, very beginning stages, but I can tell you, man, I'm looking forward to many, many years of getting better. You know, getting choked out, but that's how you learn. And
There you go.
that's that, man.
That will humble you really quick. I know. Listen, when I've trained in that stuff, I'm not like good at it because I don't train for that stuff. Just the little bit that we've done. The only way I even get by is because of strength. I can get out of stuff because of that.
Yeah.
And the size and stuff, I can get out of certain things. But what ends up happening is I just eventually tire anyway because I'm not training in that stuff, so it doesn't matter.
Which is what it's a technique based thing. There is parts where strength matters.
Of course, even though
because
believe me,
two dudes that are 200 pounds and one is trained and one is not, you know, there's
of course.
But then you have a 200 pound guy and a 100 pound guy. The 100 pounds extra weight is going to count for something.
It is, and it'll make it harder, and I get that. So
lucky for me, the number one goal, at least the things that I've read and what I saw and what people have told me of a white belt, it's what I am, it's what I'm going to be for a while, is just try not to die.
Well, yeah,
it's all about, like, you know, not focusing on, let's say, choking you out. It's just to survive.
Yep.
Not get choked out by you.
Yep.
Not get my arm broken by you.
Yep.
And a lot of it right now, honestly, I mean, I've learned already some good stuff, but when we roll at the end, I'll kind of get a feel for because they'll pair you with a more experienced person who's going to kind of help you along the way. But when you're rolling. I mean, they're not going to go 100% on you, but I'll get a grasp for, like, okay, he's trying to grab my arm. So don't give him my arm. Yep. He's trying to get, you know, like whatever he's trying to do, I may not have it all figured out, but just go against whatever he's trying to do.
Yeah.
You know, and I've gotten a little bit better, but like the first month, there would kind of be a pause in the rolling. Let's say you're rolling for 5 minutes, and there'll be a pause, and the purple belt or the brown belt or the black belt is this, whatever position we're in, we're stuck there, and he's not doing anything. And I would be like, oh, let me try this. Oh, dear God.
Yeah, that's.
They're waiting for me to make a mistake. So now I even joke about it because, of course, I've got to be the class clown. We'll get in those spots, and I'll be like, oh, we're in the middle of rolling. We're all over each other. And I notice he'll stop or whatever, and I'll be like, look at the clock and be like, oh, agreed upon timeout. Cool. Like, let me know when you're ready to go right back. You know what I'm saying? But it's good, man. I wish that you would be able to go with me and try it out. You might become addicted, you know, but here we are.
I know. I've thought of it. I mean, like you, I don't. It's always time. It's always time.
It's a lot, dude.
It is. It's always time.
It's a lot.
And some of the stuff is distance, but a lot of it's just time. The spare time that I have now is outside of my regular job. I have another job, like it's.
Yeah.
And then try to split time, split time with the family and this and that.
Which is important.
Yeah.
Which is important. See,
Yeah.
like I feel like the lifting, like my lifting and my running for the most part doesn't interfere with the family because I'm doing it at 5 in the morning.
Yeah.
On most days, the Jiu Jitsu is Saturdays when I go. I don't bother nobody. The kids are sleeping. But I'll leave once or twice a week for an hour. Everyone's kind of doing their own thing or whatever. So, but I wanted to. It was important that I wasn't missing out. You know how fast these kids are growing up, man.
I know.
So that's important.
I know.
It's a lot, man. But we gotta stay active. Gotta stay healthy. You know?
Especially the older I get, the harder it gets.
Yeah. No, I believe it.
Yeah.
I believe it. But speaking about family time, man, I think we're good for episode 1, bro.
Yeah. What time are we at now?
I can't even see. I'm going blind, dude. But it's been maybe 45 minutes, I guess.
Yeah. All right, bud.
Hey, man, we'll get together soon again, and we'll make it happen. Now we know how to set everything up. All right.
Yeah. We'll see how this one comes out.
Yeah, for real. All right, dude.